So he's just waiting for passengers getting on, and you get this really cool music that kicks in as well. Awesome soundtrack. It is a brilliant soundtrack, Reese. There's no two ways about it. There you go. How amazing is that? Venrith, this will be right up your street. Now, Venrith, the other thing I was going to say to you, mate, I'm glad you're on here still, actually. If you watch this, you know when we play Train Sim World, and you've got all the scenery popping up, and the track shadows popping up, and the sleepers popping up in front of you. Watch this when you're at front of train, mate. And this is an open world game, and none of that is happening in this. And again, I think it's just a quality control and resources issue, really. But Dovetail could sharpen it up, couldn't they, really? Oh, nice there, Squid. You're making me hungry. GTA, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for stopping by. Look at that. There you go, Venrith. Awesome. So that's the carriage that Arthur's in at the moment, you see. That's it, Venrith. Absolutely, mate. Venrith, do me a favour, pal, if you don't mind. Give Friendly Fire an exclamation mark shout out, please, buddy. If you can. Now, again, whilst you're doing all this, the day and night cycle is still rumbling by in the game, as is the dynamic weather. So theoretically, if you were so inclined, you could stay sat on this train now all day long and just keep running the route through different weather, different times of day. The best dynamic screensaver you'll ever see in your life, this, guys. There you go. Friendly Fire was streaming Red Dead Redemption 2 as well. So when it goes into the carriage like that, normally I click the right stick to change the camera angle. Absolutely stunning though, look at this. Now I'm not going to get off at Saint Denis. I'm going to stay on the train for a bit, because this is an awesome route. The other train that's knocking around is a freight train that I've seen, with some passenger carriages on it as well. But I think to get on that, if we just go to the map, to get on that, guys, I think, let me have a look here. I think you'd have to get a ticket at Riggs, or go to Wallace Station, get a ticket to Riggs Station, or get one. Let me have a look. No, that's what you'd have to do, I think, is get that one there. Because I don't think... Yeah, so we're on the Emerald Ranch line there, which comes down here and then into Saint Denis there, guys. There is a train that comes through Rhodes. So what you'd have to do is, to make sure you get it, is get a ticket from Riggs Station to Rhodes, and then you can ride that other line then, you see. And away you go. There you go, clicking it again. Look at the line there then, Venrith. Brilliant. And as you know, you can drive the trains in this game as well. You just have to get up to the front and hijack it, basically. I think that's where the legendary fish was. See, we're coming into Saint Denis now. So I think potentially this could meet the other train here. So again, two trains I've seen in this game so far. This one, and then one that looks like a combination of a freight train and passenger train. So if you're familiar with the original Red Dead, you can get on this train like you could in Red Dead, sit down at a seat and ride it in real time now like we're doing. And like I say, what I recommend you do is get on the train and then engage cinema mode by holding down your touchpad on your PS4 controller. I imagine it might be the back button on the Xbox One. And then away you go. You get this wonderful kind of music and this cinematic journey through different parts of the game. When it stops at the different stations and stuff, it's absolutely brilliant. And then when night time comes around and the lights are showing in the carriages and everything, you can see the coal fire burning as well up front. It just looks absolutely gorgeous. Like I say, you don't need to do this. Most people probably won't bother doing this. I like this kind of stuff though. Look at that shot there, brilliant. And it's funny when I look at this game here now, guys, that's set in the late 1800s. I picked a clock up yesterday. That's clock with an L. Let's not get smutty. I picked a clock up yesterday that's been in my family for a very, very long time, for over 100 years. And it hadn't been running, so I had it repaired and cleaned up inside. The outside is just as it's always been. It's very dirty and grubby because of years of being exposed to smoky environments with family members that have smoked in the past and stuff like that. And the guy told me that this French clock that we've got that used to belong to my great grandmother is actually was actually made in 1890, and I've got that sat on my fireplace downstairs. And when I look at this game and the period it's set in, and then I look at this clock that I've got downstairs, wind-up clock with a key and everything, it blows me away a little bit. It's absolutely amazing. But it's nice to have it running again, that's for sure. Like I said, guys, you don't have to do this, but I was doing this last night and I thought it was absolutely brilliant. And I loved doing this in the last Red Dead as well. It's great when it started thundering and lightning and raining while you were taking a cinematic train journey. Copper Creed, how you doing, mate? Thanks for stopping by, I hope you're well. got the lights coming on in Saint Denis now. Look at that, as the sun's setting. Got the dusk environment at the moment. It's just making its way out of the station here, out of the area, and then it'll start heading up the northeast coast to the mountains in the north. And you can get off at any point, guys. You can just stand up and leap off the train or get off at the station. It's entirely up to yourself. But honestly, last night I wasn't in the mood for streaming. I was very tired last night, and I did this. It was all early morning when I came through here last night doing this, and I just sat here with a brew watching it. I just thought it was absolutely brilliant. Every time it goes internal camera like that, just click down the right stick and it goes to external again. One of the external camera angles. We're picking up a bit of speed now. You see left hand side there through the window, you've got the glow of the fire from the engine. No, it's not Axel, not at the moment. Red Voodoo, how you doing? Welcome to the channel, thanks for stopping by. This is absolutely amazing in my opinion, I love it. There you go, leaving the lights of Saint Denis behind us there as we start heading up the northeast through the swamplands. Got the glow in the carriages up front there. It's like the Polar Express. When's the hot chocolate coming out? You should be able to get a job in this game as a train driver. Yeah, last night up this east coast, there's like a bloody mining town that you're pulling into at some point. You know, everything in certain areas just seems to have that kind of industry feel about it, which is really smart. Real working towns and stuff like that. Look at the brakes there, sparking away. And like I say, up in the north here, it goes through a tunnel that's quite long. It's really spooky. It is, isn't it, GTA? It's absolutely fantastic. Stunning. Fenris teasing himself over TVs there. Here we go. There's a lighthouse like in the background there as well. I don't know if it's working. So if you really want to, you can buy a ticket and go to any station in this game, which is almost like a fast travel. Or you can get on it and ride it in real time like this. Do it any way you want. Penrith, is that for the 55 inch? To be honest with you, GTA, I'm going to take or leave the online section of it. I will do it at some point to have a see what it's all about. But what I'm going to do is, I'll still be a mile away from finishing this, probably even in the new year, especially when I'm doing stuff like this. But I will pop into online and have a look at some point, but I don't want to touch it until I've finished the game, basically. Now, this is like the mining town I was on about. Let me check my map here. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's here where there was a stranger question mark or something at one point. I'm going to stay on because I want to come up through top here again and have a look what it's like. But I want to explore this at some point. This looks like a really cool area. Yeah, the caboose there, Red Voodoo, the little kind of quarters for staff and stuff like that at the back of the train. Chef, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by. You're banking on online being good. I think a lot of people are, to be honest with you. See what I mean about this? This is me being very, very sad here. I can just sit here and watch this going on. We'll be at that tunnel shortly, Benrith, as well, mate. You'll be able to see that. And as I said earlier on, you can keep running this if you want to, or get on it at another time. And it'll probably do a few of these circuits throughout the day, on the day and night cycle. And like I said last night when I came up through here, it was daylight. It was middle of the day coming up through here, now we're on the nighttime run. It's just really, really good. It would be good if they say to you at some point in this game that you can get employment with the railway company and start driving some of the trains round, trying to keep to a timetable. It's like doing a bit of a climb up an hill here. There's guards there in them front carriages. Must be where all valuables are and everything. Look at that! Jesus Christ. Brilliant. I must be easily pleased with something here. Legendary animal territory. There you go, Voodoo. There's a shot from the caboose then. I think that tunnel's coming up shortly. It's quite a long tunnel. It's quite spooky. The bloody wildlife running around and everything here as well. Day and night cycle still tripping by, and also you get the weather kicking in. Look at that, Benrith, where are you, mate? Look at that. Jesus. Look at that. Absolutely stunning. Price matching. That tunnel's coming up in a minute, Venrith, that I was on about. Lighting and everything there, so good. I know, Mojo, it's absolutely incredible. All the little details like that. JMB, how you doing? Welcome back, I hope you're well, mate. This is a nice section through here as well. Like I say, it was daylight the last time I rode the train through here. Here's the tunnel, Venrith. This is ace, this, when it goes in here. Like a ghost train. I'm going to get up here at some point and walk this tunnel. I bet there's something hidden in there somewhere. Look at that, mate. Like I say, I'm easily pleased. That floats my boat, that. It's like the locomotive scene out of Ghostbusters 2. I can even like hear dripping water in here until the train starts to get closer. That just looks absolutely stunning. You can see the fire there up front. Keep shoveling on the coal. Looks like daylight might be breaking here as well. Sunrise. I did this so many times in Red Dead Redemption with the couple of different trains there that ran the different lines. I'm hoping that those trains are still running. Look at this. This bridge here in the north here, it looks like there's different walkways you can probably climb along here and stuff like that. So at some point I'll be up here having a look at this, you see. May even be a mission involving that, I'm not too sure. And you see, this is just another brilliant aspect of Red Dead Redemption 2. The fact that you can get on a bloody train and just ride around the map is absolutely brilliant. So I've not been on the other train yet. Like I say, you'd have to get that at a different station. Waterfalls up here as well. Quite a long train that actually. And again, you just get a completely different perspective of the landscape there, depending on what time of day it is and stuff like that. Welcome to the channel this afternoon, guys. Thank you very much for stopping by. Very much appreciated. We have been doing constructive stuff in the game earlier on, but I just wanted to show people what the real-time train travel was like in the game, because we've been talking about it quite a bit over the past few streams I've done. We weren't so sure whether you could do it or not initially, but you can, which is really nice. Two trains initially at the moment. Now I'm assuming when you unlock the original map from the first game, that section of the map near Blackwater and stuff, I'm assuming that you may have two trains running over there as well that you'll be able to get on and off. They were really nice routes then. Not really, same man, sorry, I nearly called you someone else there, I'm sorry about that. Same man, no, not at all, because Red Dead Redemption 2 is a prequel to Red Dead Redemption, so if you've never played the original, what you could do is play this, give this a good fleecing, and then start playing the original as well. Just give me a second, guys. Sorry guys, just talking to the wife there about what we're having for tea. It took me about half an hour, I think, last night, Voodoo. I think it was half an hour, roughly, give or take, because what I'd done on a couple of occasions was I'd opened up the map like this, you see, to have a look exactly where I was. So it's going to come down here, through Diablo Ridge there, through Riggs Station, across Bard's Crossing, Flatneck Station, and back up to here, right, which is Valentine, and then obviously that goes on to Emerald Ranch again. Now, the other train that I've mentioned does run on this line here, because I've been at Flatneck before where you can play poker, and I've seen it come through here with all the freight on it. Now, what I think happens is, as that comes through here, it comes down onto this other line here, and then runs down here, and then into Valentine as well, and then takes the same route back up north. I think it's a longer run, that, you see, whereas this one cuts through the middle, the other one keeps going round the outside. Submitted price matches, just hope it stays active for the next. Keep us updated, Venrith, let us know. And if you can, say man, just stay away from any spoilers to do with the original game, because there's some bits and pieces in that that'll blow your mind if you're not aware of certain plot twists and stuff like that. Voodoo, thank you for the follow as well, very much appreciated. You'll get used to this with my channel, Voodoo, me doing little daft things like this. If we're playing Spin Tyres Mud Runner, we end up looking underneath the truck for half an hour, looking at a vibrating exhaust pipe. You know what I mean? Yeah, go for it, Benry. You'll be like me, mate. You'll be glad once you've done it. Martin Dawes have been going for years, Benry. They've been going for years and years and years, that company. I think they were quite big in the 1980s, to be fair. You're from Massachusetts, Voodoo. Very nice. I do like that part of the world, mate. I've been very, very fortunate enough. Me and my wife, we've visited Martha's Vineyard a few times because I'm a huge fan of the movie Jaws, and that's where it was shot. And we've been to Boston as well. I like Boston. Very, very nice part of the world. It really is. Don't know yet, man, because I've not unlocked the full map. If I can just show you this. This area called Blackwater here, I don't know if you know, is one of the last areas that you get to in the original game, right? So this here is the northeast tip of the original map. So all this stuff here, so you had the what? In fact, that pier there, that pier is the pier that you turn up on in the first game, your character. When you're taken into Blackwater. So all this stuff north here and all around here, obviously Blackwater's roads is separated by a huge bank of water here, is all new, all this top stuff. So Blackwater and potentially all the way over here and down here is the original map from the very first game. So potentially it's the same size as this again, but we'll have to wait and see. £20, Venrith. Well, £20 is £20, mate. It's a QED HDMI cable, that, buddy, off Amazon, which you'll need for the 4K stuff, Venrith. Make sure you've got a 4K capable HDMI cable, mate. See? So it'll carry on south again here now, and then it'll go across the bridge, and then head up to Valentine again here. No idea, Simon, how long it'd take you to get across from one end of the map to the other. The thing is in Red Dead Redemption is it doesn't give you any scales, as in meterage. In other games that I've streamed, like Assassin's Creed Black Flag, Origins, Ghost Recon Wildlands, so on and so forth, when you drop a pin on the map and it tells you how many meters it is, what I've done is I've gone to the bottom of the map, say, and then put a mark at the top and it'll say X amount of meters, and we worked out, I think that the map on Black Flag corner to corner was 16 miles. It was something like 12 miles north and south on Wildlands or something like that. But like I've always said in these games, if you can work out how far it is from one end of the map to the other, you've got to bear in mind there's probably a lot of vertical gameplay in that as well, which makes it seem like a lot longer too. Oh really, Axel? Yeah, we first went round about 2009. We went there to Martha's Vineyard and met some friends, and I've met numerous people who were involved with the making of Jaws, numerous people who were actually in Jaws, and yeah, I've been very, very fortunate, really. I consider myself to be very fortunate. I actually swam, Axel, where they filmed the scene where Alex Kintner, the little boy, gets eaten when he's on the yellow raft, right? And I got into the exact spot roughly where they were shooting that, and the wife took a couple of pictures of me from the beach, right? I gets out the water and towels down and we go about our business and stuff like that. Then I find out from a couple of guys on the island including a guy who was in Jaws, who was part of the harbour patrol team at the time when we were there. We found out that just off Cape Pogue, which is across from State Beach, where a lot of the scenes in Jaws were shot, there was actually a 17-foot female great white shark lurking around. They were having to go out from harbour patrol and stop the fishermen from having to do with it, and give the Oceanographic Institute at Woods Hole time to come out and tag it and keep an eye on it, basically. I could go to Blackwater now, JMB, but I'd get shot. It's off limits at the minute. It's on lockdown until I progress the story further. They walked from one end. Jesus, Foodie. That would have taken a while. But then again, it might be worth doing. Fenris, take it easy, mate. Right, you can see we're coming up to Valentine again here, where we were earlier on. So that has probably taken about half an hour to get round there. I'll have to have a look back on the stream. As bearing in mind we did a fast travel to the station. But in all honesty, I wouldn't mind getting down to Saint Denis again here. We've been 2009, 11, 12, 13. We've been 4 times now, Axel. The last time we went, we actually spent 5 days in New York first, and then we flew from New York to Martha's Vineyard. What we've normally done is we've flown from Heathrow in London to Boston, and then we've got on Cape Air from Boston and flown to Martha's Vineyard on little Cessna plane. So it worked out pretty well because we did it like every other year, and it gives us enough time for keep saving up, you see, for go again. Flymore, how you doing? Hope you're well. I'm not getting off here, guys. I'm going to go down to Saint Denis because that's where I want to be. I want to stay on the train. In fact, though, my horses are here. I think your horses turn up whenever you get off the train, actually. You've been waiting to go for a number of years now to see a specific lighthouse. It's not the... well, let's say it as it is. It's not the Gay Head Lighthouse, is it, Axel? Or is it the... is it, what do you call it, Edgartown? East Chop? West Chop? You can go to the top of the Gay Head Lighthouse. You could... they've moved it, actually. It's not in its original position now, compared to where it was a few years ago. So when you see Jaws now and you see the big Amity sign, where the kid or the vandals paint the big dorsal fin on it, you had the lighthouse in the background. It's moved further away from the clay cliffs now because the cliffs are eroding into the sea. And they didn't want to lose the lighthouse because I think it's a pre-1900 lighthouse that they've got there, you see. I'd love to go to Martha's Vineyard in the fall, I really would. I don't know, Mojo. The first time we went, we did it for 2 weeks, and I was in my element. But literally, I can go to Martha's Vineyard, hire a car with the wife, and we can drive around the island now and see everything we want to see probably in just 2 days. Because I know it like the back of my hand now. I could probably drive around that island with my eyes shut. I've been all over it. I've been everywhere. Yeah, the White Lighthouse, that's opposite the Harbour View Hotel, Axel. In Edgartown Harbour there. Worth going on the Chappie Ferry as well. across to Chappaquiddick Island on the little car ferry, and we did a trip to, when we first went in 2009, we did a trip to the Cape Pogue Lighthouse. Now you see the Cape Pogue Lighthouse a couple of times towards the end of Jaws. When they're heading back in the boat and the three barrels are chasing them through the water, they're heading in towards the lighthouse. And then right at the end of Jaws, when the end credits are coming up and you see Hooper and Brody getting out onto the beach, that's the Cape Pogue Lighthouse in the background. Now again, that's another lighthouse that's been moved over the past years away from the sea and eroding beaches and stuff like that. And we booked a tour called the Cape Pogue Lighthouse Tour, and they took us to the actual beach where that shot for the credits was taken. And the lady said to us that she'd never ever taken any Jaws fans out there before. It was the first time, so we could get that particular picture from the film, you see. Yeah, absolutely, Axel. I'll give you what information I can if it helps you out. I mean, like I said, the first time we went, we were lucky to meet a friend of ours who knew the island, who didn't live too far away from the island. And then before you know what's happened, you're a bloody expert yourself, you know what I mean? Oh, I was, Axel. I was. Yeah, absolutely amazing. It was funny really, because when we went down to Menemsha on Martha's Vineyard, that's where Quint's shack was in the film, where he has the orca tied up outside. And it was always said, from what I'd read on the internet, that it was a vacant lot. Universal Studios tore down Quint's shack, the prop, and the guy who owns the land had never built on it. It was just a grassy plot of land. And when we drove down there, I actually got out the car while it was still moving, while the wife was parking up. My bottom jaw was on the floor, because right in front of me was this big gap between these two buildings where Quint's shack was, and I was looking out exactly where they head out in the orca when they're going hunting the shark. Absolutely blew me away, it did. See here, we're back at Emerald Ranch now. This is where we started, so well over half an hour ago there. I do want to get, I'm going to ride this down to Saint Denis though now, because that's where I want to be. So welcome to Red Dead Redemption 2 Train Sim World this afternoon, guys. I could get up to the front and pinch this train, but I don't want to end up wanted in this area, because I need to do some operating from this particular area. Mind, we're going over the border anyway, but still, I think they pursue you in a stolen train over the border. I'm not too sure. Yeah, but the Edgartown Lighthouse, Axel, you can go to the top of that as well. I think it's open from, well, it was when we were there, from I'd say midday till about 5 or 6 o'clock in the afternoon in season. Because one time we were there for the 4th of July celebrations as well. It was nice to see our brothers and sisters across the pond there celebrating their 4th of July, and you know, the carnival atmosphere on Martha's Vineyard was unbelievable. Plus, as a Jaws fan as well, it was quite funny being there on the 4th of July, because a portion of the film is set over the 4th of July celebrations. So, like you say, I was in my element there, really. See, I'm wondering if this train slows down sometimes for the other train that's up ahead. I don't know. In my elephant. What's your son called, say, man? It's a shame I'm not on Train Sim World or on something like Mud Runner or something, or Farming Simulator, because I could give you a beat from the horn then, you see. See what I mean? We're during the day now, so it looks different. Nice contrast between the day and night cycle in the game. Ali. Right, so a big hello to Ali. Oh, your son Ali. Sorry, I missed that. Yeah, there you go. He's really loving this game. Sorry, I missed that then. So yeah, a big hello to Ali, who's watching the stream at the moment. Chilling out, watching the train cycle around the map in Red Dead Redemption. There's Arthur. Arthur sat there saying, bloody hell, when's the biscuits coming round and the drinks and stuff? I've been sat on this bloody train for ages. He was clean shaven when I got on this train, guys. Look at that. Not a problem, sir, man, not a problem. It's funny, you know, because I was thinking the other day, you know, like, it's all in the username there, guys, LeShark75. I'm 43 years old, and like a lot of people who come to this channel, I grew up through, you know, the early, mid, late 80s, playing games and stuff like that, on an Acorn Electron computer and other computers which friends owned and stuff like that, and I never ever dreamed that one day I'd be playing something like this. Absolutely fantastic. Mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing to be playing something like this today. And this is why I get all giddy about detailing games and stuff like that, because it's all here for you now. It's on screen for you. Whereas back in the day when you were playing the original Elite, for example, with black and white wireframe graphics and just the odd bleep and blop for sound effects and stuff like that, a lot of the detail was made up in your own mind when you know, the imagination of a child and stuff. You know, on the back of watching stuff like Return of the Jedi and stuff, whenever you were playing Elite, you were basically Han Solo in the Millennium Falcon or something like that. You were the gaps were filled by your own imagination, whereas now in a lot of these games it's all here for you on screen, and it's absolutely amazing in my opinion. It's wonderful. I've no idea, Mojo, to be honest with you, mate. I've no idea what state it's based in. Such a pup. Wait, you're not 214, are you, Pathfinder? Exactly, Flymore, exactly. It's like I've got relatives today, you know, kids who are like 6, 10, you know, 16 years old and stuff like that. And again, you know, it's just the point at which you land when you're into games. It's as simple as that. And I'm, like a lot of people, I'm very fortunate to have landed playing games when I did, loading games up from a cassette tape, so on and so forth, you know, and it boggles my mind that this is sat on a hard drive on my PS4 and you just push a button and it loads up and away you go. It's unbelievable. There you go, Voodoo. Yeah, a little bit more mature than me there at 53. In age and mind, no doubt. Pathfinder, about 1970. Pathfinder, there you go. Voodoo's 53. Yeah, I think it is a combobulation or a combination, I should say, Mojo, of different areas. You know, you've got the south, the north, the mid. I'm sure it says something about something mid-railway on this or something like that. There's even a part on the map, and again, it's not a spoiler as such. It's something I just came across recently when I was running away from the law, and it's right here. It's north of Emerald Ranch, and they're actually working on the railway there, building it. So I don't know whether that'll get pieced up at some point later on in the game, because in the last in the last Red Dead Redemption, certain parts of the railway weren't ready until later on in the game. Rats 45, born in 1971. Yeah, this is it. We'll be playing bingo in a bit. We're all having to oil our hips here with a WD-40. Somebody once sent me a message saying it was really nice to come across a mature person streaming for once. I sent them a message back saying, don't ever insult me like that again. 55 for JMB, there you go, nice. Right, so there you go, you see, so I can get up now and get off here. So I've spent probably the last hour here riding around on this train. Now if you go up into that carriage in the front there, they'll warn you, because obviously they're guarding stuff. Now how stunning is that you can do that?